So I, like most people, was anticipating Cyberpunk 2077 and was incredibly let down. Damn, it could have been so good. Hello, my name is Claire Michelle, and today we are talking about what women think of Cyberpunk 2077. So here's the thing, I wrote an article before this game's release, kind of warning people about what this game might look like, and you can read that article right there. You see, I am an artist, and artists create commentary on subjective work. And so here we have CD Projekt Red, a corporation, a large corporation backed by heavy investors, parading as an artist about cyberpunk. Cyberpunk is a genre meant to critique philosophical power structures. And so here we have a massive conglomerate critiquing power. You see the problem there? So here is what women think about Cyberpunk 2077. Before we dive in, I should note that some of these comments have been paraphrased for clarity. I went to an all-male strip club. Yeah, there are absolutely more sexualized women, but this game does better than most, in at least attempting to have some sort of semblance of balance. Tiny little scraps of equality in the form of detrimental objectification. And then there's an edit 2 days later that they say, yep, there are definitely more problematic scenes. Cyberpunk is a fun game, but absolutely has issues, not bugs. I mean, the transphobia, the misuse of culture and tropes, it makes steps in the right direction, then also makes mistakes. Better, but not there yet. I am so sick of how fat-phobic the video game industry is. I've seen at least 4 to 5 different shapes of male character models, but of course, every single woman in the game has to have an ideal shape. Cyberpunk 2077 turned out to be the gender reveal party of gaming. Like, yeah, it's transphobic, but it's also such a massive fuck up that could have been avoided. So am I like the only one a little bit annoyed that Cyberpunk 2077 has 6 penis options and only 1 vagina option? All the trans people that warned people not to play Cyberpunk were right. As a trans girl, I don't find this game transphobic. So I think there's a lot of valid criticism of CD Projekt Red and how they may have handled things, and they're definitely not doing their best to engage the trans community. There's edgy marketing and content, and there's not a lot of LGBTQ content in the game. But I really like that a mainstream AAA title has trans content in it. I can have a feminine body with a floppy boy and rough masculine skin. I think I'm gonna drop Cyberpunk completely. As much as I enjoy the game, the more I read, the less I can forgive and just write off clumsy writing or mistakes. Some of these things feel so purposeful, and I honestly don't know what to do. My personal opinion about this comment right here is that CD Projekt Red did purposely add this sort of content in-game for a very purposeful reason. However, the issue does not lie with the misogyny and transphobia that's being shown, but rather the way that people are perceiving this misogyny and transphobia. Let's keep going. Does anyone else feel like Cyberpunk 2077 is just not for girls? A lot of the promo stuff for Cyberpunk makes it feel like a bit of a boys' club. It's guns, grit, and sex by the male protagonist. There's no female protagonist to be found. Cyberpunk has good trans representation. Yeah, in a fucking subplot that only has 1 mention of a trans character outside of the sexualization. I don't know, bro. This game feels homophobic to me. Oh yeah, for sure. Every single male prostitute and gay character is an over-the-top stereotype. Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm not touching that game now for sure. I am so sick of the Cyberpunk 2077 subreddit. Literally, most of the posts there I see is about Panam's ass. It's like, seriously, either they complain about the glitches or they objectify a character. And finally, in a lot of ways, it feels like the whole world is a strip club. It feels like it's a lot more than they needed to do to get the point across. Like way, way more. This world makes me feel like a piece of meat, and I can't help thinking about all the worst gamer bros thinking it's awesome and completely missing the point or excusing away the exploitation because there's some thin narrative justification for it. Remember, the genre of cyberpunk exists to critique and fight against power structures. So, do you think these commenters are actually critiquing the power structures that exist in our world today? How can you fight against those power structures yourself? Now, perhaps some of you who have played this game will think that CD Projekt Red did a pretty good job on critiquing these power structures. To an extent, I'd agree with you. You see, I think the story of Cyberpunk 2077 did an excellent job on critiquing the capitalistic power structures that exist. However, I believe that these power structures exist because of those who chastise the ones actually critiquing power in the first place. So I'm curious as to what you think of Cyberpunk 2077. Did CD Projekt Red do a good job on critiquing power structures? Was gender and equality properly addressed? Leave a comment down below with your thoughts. Please consider subscribing and liking this video. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.